That's better. Hello, all. Hello, Scott. Yeah, they keep pushing it down. And I'll explain how they do it because, matter of fact, the thumbnail for today, I should have covered this last night. Really should have. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Life's pretty much full of those. Let's move this over. Hit that first, and then we'll get into the meat and the potatoes, and we'll probably cover this again at the actual news time. This is what you saw. You saw a massive outflow from the ETFs, the electronic trading funds on metals. In other words, paper metal saw an outflow of over 5.52 billion. This is what you're watching with your price suppression, with it coming down. That's a paper assault on it. Meanwhile, over 4 million ounces left. Massive, massive month of physical removal. All they're doing, they're getting rid of their useless paper because they know there aren't enough physical ounces. This is one of the best things to happen to metal in a long time. I know it seems counterproductive, but it is not. As you're watching those prices, this is a massive unwinding of the paper. This is where people are getting a real seat for when the music stops. This today, right now in the metals market, should tell you a whole heck of a lot. It's pivot time. Then they will go physical only. They want the price to expand after this. The last of the big boys. They're flushing the little people out. Anybody that squeals, they're getting rid of them. It is a tale as old as time. Buckle up. Hit that like button, daggone it. If you don't, my mother will because she still likes me. Love you, Mom. All right, let's what else do I need? I know what I need to do first thing out of the gate. If you're like me and you've hit that age where your body just feels sluggish and a little off all the time, then listen up. A few months ago, I wasn't feeling great, so I called my friend Dr. Josh for some advice. He told me what was going on. Honestly, kind of shocked me. He said showing all the telltale signs of a clogged liver. Now, I knew the liver was important for detox, digestion, energy, but I had no idea how easily it can get overloaded. Processed foods, alcohol, even stress. All of it adds up, leaving your liver clogged and your body struggling. And here's what most people don't realize. Your liver is the command center for your whole body. It affects your metabolism, your hormones, your skin, your energy, everything. When your liver's backed up, you're backed up. But when it's healthy, you feel clear, light, and alive again. That's why Dr. Josh, a practicing physician with over 25 years, created Ultra Liver, doctor-formulated blend with ingredients like NAC, milk thistle, taurine, berberine, and TMG, designed to help your liver cleanse and recharge naturally. Over 500,000 bottles sold and thousands of five-star reviews later, people everywhere are seeing real-life changing results. Started taking myself within just a few weeks, noticed a difference, big difference. No more fatigue, bloating, foggy, slow, mental fog going. Energy came back, skin looked better, felt like myself again. Honestly, best I've felt in years. If you are ready to unclog your liver, flush those toxins, finally feel like your body's running the way it should, go to tryultraliver.com/MarkZ and grab your bottle today. Right now, Dr. Josh is running a special summer sale up to 50% off, but you're only going to find that by going to tryultraliver.com/MarkZ, or you can take the easy approach because the description and the link is in the description on YouTube and on Rumble. Take control of your own health, guys. Hello, Patty. Hello, White Wolf. Hello, Derek. Think we all need that reboot. Hello, Jay and Amy. Hello, AP. Hello, Mom. I'm ready to be off this roller coaster. I just hope my bond folks are correct. And I'll explain what I mean by that when it is the news time. Kirby, I appreciate you greatly. Reading a few of these, see what you guys are talking about this morning. I bet it is hectic where you're at. How's the remodel going? Looking good? Let's see. Greetings. I saw that from Mr. Carlton. Kelly's birthday today. That's it. It's a celebration. It's a party. It's your birthday. Hello, Tupelo, honey. Yeah, Jamie, you'll have to give me an update on the new job. Then I got to get you and Jeff down here for a weekend. Got some things to show you. Hello, Susie Q. Again, hello, Hicktown. Let's see, Mark, during this shutdown, how long do you personally think we will be shut down for? Also, I'm having a great feeling this weekend will be our weekend. I'm having a really good feeling about the next couple of weeks myself, like really good feeling about it. Probably 2 weeks or so, I think, left in all the craziness, shutdowns. Heck, I think it's probably all that's left in the Iran conflict as well. And we'll be diving all through that one. Reading through, let's see, bank manager appointment this morning. Yeah, Pete, and I don't know what to tell you other than my guess would be if you don't like this meeting, wait and make it again next week and you'll really like it. Cody's birthday today. Meaning, I don't think when I said that, guys, I don't mean that you're going to the bank and you're wealthy in that time period. What I mean is, I don't think any of the banks will any longer wonder if this is real and if they should talk to you. I think there's only a week or two left in that, and they will start having some very serious conversations with you. What did Jason? How's this craziness been affecting you, brother? Are you still getting videos out? I need to do a better job keeping up. See, Carg Island, we'll see what happens there and if it becomes a U.S. asset. Treasury Secretary Bissett, I would not be surprised. Let's see, Curious Christian, MarkZ, how long will it take for the info notification to get to Dinar recaps when the RV goes? Curious Christian, I would put money on they will get it before any other guru gets it. I am confident that Dinar recaps, because it was named specifically by two different banks. I shouldn't say banks, personnel from banks, because banks are inanimate objects. Two bank employees that have made the comment that that is their plan, that they are prepared. They've already they've got the email. They are ready. When it is time to go, they will send it to recaps and some other news chronicling sites to get the news out. Instructions, directions, how to reach them, etc. So for me, there's a better than excellent chance that they will get the notice before me. Maybe only minutes. But if you're wondering how am I ever going to find out, go sign up for the free newsletter at Dinar Recaps. Case or this is a curious one because my stomach has been a little more. I don't know if it's the acid, what's going on in the world, but mine's definitely been a little more tender for the last couple weeks. Penny over there saying hi. Penny's over there telling me I need to clean up. Hello, Craig. Looking at timing, we're going to dive in. We do have Dr. Scott today, and after Dr. Scott, we will have the illustrious, notorious Stacy Z talking about health. Penny just back there showing off, pretending like she doesn't even see you guys. Let's see, Gerald, the Earth's land mass will change. At some point it will, and at some point tens of millions will die. God's spoken a decade now. We'll find out if it's our lifetime or not our lifetime. But I don't have any doubt that's coming. Ooh, kimchi, bleh, nasty. Nasty. Some of you guys love kimchi, don't you? I am not a fan. Let's see, Yvette, my grandson was the big one this weekend. First cake, got frosting all over on the top of his head, too. Good for him, Yvette. I love those. Those first birthdays, let the kids rip and have fun. Blue-eyed, you still believe in Trump? All this disclosure and horrendous acts, and no one held accountable. Why disclose if nothing else is done about it? Disclosure is important. Do I still trust Trump? Yes. Am I more critical than I used to be? Yes. I see some of the and really making rounds, disgusting stuff with him supposedly raping a 13-year-old way back when. Remember, that was looked into. The same female as an adult claims no, it never happened, fabricated, has been to jail for all kinds of crazy schemes to manipulate people out of dollars. So, I mean, FBI did this years ago, dove into it, interviewed, said there was absolutely nothing to this other than wild claims to try to manipulate a wealthy person out of money. If he's guilty, anybody, I don't care, he doesn't get a pass. But at the same time, we've had a lot of people that have made claims that were absolutely untrue in order to tear him down. Hey, do you remember the whole Kavanaugh one? Then we find out absolutely fabricated. We've got to do our due diligence and we've got to think before we grab hold of things on both sides of it. Definitely no green bean kimchi. Oh, geez. Let's see. Mark Tulsi testified this morning that we have Puerto Rico's voting machines. I think that's one of the quietest stories developing in the background is the election integrity process that's going on. So much evidence, not talked about, not alleged. I'm talking about so much hard evidence on that front has dropped in the last 2 weeks. It is everything we were looking for, pretty much. All right, we got to get at it. Got to get at Aiden 16. Teresa, can Aiden drive? Tell Aiden I need a chauffeur. Meanwhile, Diane thinks Kavanaugh did it and got away with it. There are too many people testifying the other way for me. I do not think Kavanaugh did it. All right, let's get to news. I'm sorry, I was reading a couple of those. I thought it was going to be something germane. One of the questions or one of the things I saw in there. Let's get. Oh, before I forget, let me bounce back here for just a moment because I want to share a link. And I desperately tried to avoid sharing GoFundMe's because so many people in need and we can't help everybody. But this one is a special one for us. This is our own Grumpy. I am leaving that GoFundMe in there. Read that one for you real quickly. On Caroline's long road to recovery. Our life has been flipped upside down. My mom, Carolyn Rogers, of course, the person writing this is grandchild of Grumpy, if I've got everything right. So Caroline would be Grumpy's and Mrs. Grumpy's daughter. Was involved in a devastating accident. She suffered serious injuries, including bruising on her brain, a broken pelvis, 3 places, 6 broken ribs. She now faces a long and painful road to recovery. Caroline is someone who truly loves her family more than anything. She has always been the one to show up, to care for others, and put people she loves first. Seeing her go through something like this has been incredibly hard for all of us. As if her physical injuries weren't enough, the accident also took the life of her beloved dog, her best friend and constant companion. That loss has added an even deeper layer of heartbreaking during an already overwhelming time with mounting medical bills, hospital stays, rehabilitation, time away from work. The financial burden is more than we can handle alone. We're asking for any support you can give, whether it's a donation or simply sharing this page. Every bit of help means the world to our families. We focus on helping Caroline heal. Thank you so much for your kindness, prayers, and support. She doesn't know the dog died yet. So that is something when she does wake up, when she is ready, they will have to tell her as well, which will be an extra tough one. So just prayer for Grumpy's family. All right, now let's get to the news. There's going to be some bond questions first. I probably should tackle those first. Let me give me just a second. I want to make certain I don't mess this one up. Go through notes. I'm getting more and more bond confirmations of meetings this week, and a lot of contented people. I don't think they have money. As I have gone through this one, some in the past I think have received some funds. These I believe they know their exact timing. I think whatever they were given, shown, or sat down with, they're very, very content with it. I haven't seen any of them go on spending, so maybe they do, but there are restrictions. That part I don't know on. But what I have found very interested, I've had 3 bond contacts at this point tell me that in about another week, we will know our timing as well. So for me, I believe that huge progress has been made, but we're not across the finish line completely yet because they seem to be exceptionally content on the bond side. And I've had at this point 3 don't know each other. Well, 2 may know each other. I've seen some connections there where they might know each other. But the third, definitely not. And I got this from somebody else's bond contact too that I have absolutely no interaction with. So I know that they're 100% separate. And they made that same comment about timing. Doesn't mean it's happening next week, just that we should know our timing. They were telling us that on the group side and currency side as a whole, that we were about to have a very, very big week on that front. I am hoping that means actual appointments, but as I look at the timing and I think about what they had told me weeks ago, that towards the end of March, by April 2nd, we would be banking on the currency side. And I hope it's accurate, guys, because I do not know the timing, but I do know what they're being told right now. And it does. I mean, it's got me excited. Doesn't mean it's going to happen by then, but it means we have a really good potential that a number of very high profile people are looking at. So I'm praying it so that I've read the tea leaves properly on this one. Now let's get into here because there's a lot happening and there's a lot that makes me think we're not that close. And there's a lot that makes me think we're closer than we think. So I'll just present it. You guys analyze it, give it your own thoughts. And don't forget, you can always go to the original MarkZ and look at links that we share, that we talk about. Just pick your day, pick your podcast, click on it, and the links will be underneath it. Kirkuk oil export resumes via the CN port. They continue to adapt. This one's really big for HCL and also for Iraq right now with limited amount of oil going out of Hormuz. They desperately need as much production hitting the market as possible. Oh, boy, they're going to make me do the ad thing. Ignore it in the background for just a minute. Waiting. Boom. All right. Iraq signs contracts to export oil via Syria, Jordan, and Turkey. This was awfully fast. I had mentioned yesterday that they had made the changes we had talked about beginning of the week. Actually, I may have mentioned it on Tuesday. Soudani is now officially in charge, at least until the Iranian conflict is settled. They said yesterday they were going to do this, had a big meeting, got approvals. They have already signed contracts. So they went from government saying, all right, you can go negotiate contracts to contracts and negotiations done and signed 24 hours. Iraq is very much coming off of stuck now that Soudani has the latitude and the legal backing and support to do his job. We're seeing all kinds of agreements being pounded out on the HCL side front very quickly. Now, of course, there's a lot of craziness going on as well. Iran's attack on Qatar's liquid natural gas plant is bad. The math behind the global LNG fleet is far worse. I did not know this, but about a half of the LNG worldwide fleet is stuck because of the Straits of Hormuz. So let's see, at least 20 LNG carriers, or about half the available global fleet, are trapped in the Persian Gulf. I mean, this is really good for the U.S., but now what does this mean? This means the U.S. is considering something that may make Europe change its mind as to whether or not they should stand up and come help secure Hormuz and the Strait. What do I mean by this? The U.S. has floated not selling any more energy outside of the U.S. In other words, they won't be allowed to export it anymore. It'll be for U.S. only because the U.S. can take care of the U.S. So the U.S. has said they are considering cutting off all exports. So at domestic use only. That's huge, guys. That, I guarantee you, European leaders just pooped a little bit this morning in their pantses. They pulled a little bit of the Biden visiting the Pope process. That one just huge. Yeah, I'm blown away by how quickly Iraq bowler addict. I love this one. Wow, Iraq just broke a new speed record of getting something done. Yeah, don't slow down. This is unusual and I like it. So this is definitely something to watch. It'll be interesting to see what Dr. Scott's got to say on all of this stuff. Tit for tat, Gulf attack, spark energy market chaos. Trump distances the U.S. from Israeli actions. Macron urges direct talks. Trump's like, yeah, when they went after Pars Field, we didn't agree to it. We found out. Back and forth over this one. Israel says they informed the U.S. U.S. is saying, well, yeah, after the fact, hey, we blew up the Pars Field. We don't know the timing on that one, but what we do know is the U.S. was not in support of that. That being said, now that the cat's out of the bag, you got to deal with it. The U.S. is going, okay. After the Qatar LNG field was attacked, causing major disruptions today, markets are going nuts because of it. I haven't looked at the Dow yet. But Trump's comment, you do that again, we're going to make a parking lot. It's going to be the biggest bombing campaign run on Karg Island that you have ever seen. Bigly, hugely, destroy it, take it over, become our island. I think it probably makes more sense that they will just cut it off and take possession of the island, that the Marines forward, that will put the first boots on the ground in a massive way. That infrastructure is valuable, too valuable. And who's going to say no in today's world right now? Just take it. It becomes a new territory, I guess. It's interesting to watch how this is playing out. It's like they are trying to re-engineer the balance of power in the region. Very interesting. And the only other thing of note right now, Mullen passes out of committee 8-7 vote. Wow. Surprised. All right, let's go over here to Jerome Powell. The Federal Reserve leaving rates unchanged. And holding rates, monetary policymakers also noted the uncertain impacts of the Iranian war. They left it unchanged. Guys, this should tell you how unconcerned they are with the war. Wait, what? Because normally they would have raised rates. They would have ignored everything. They would have used the excuse. We got war, uncertainty. We need to be safe with the money. We need to control lending. War can make inflation run away. Fuel prices go screaming up. Normally, they would have increased rates. That they left rates unchanged will tell you, no matter what the rhetoric, they're not worried about it. Now, either they're not worried about it because they know that they're going to change the whole system soon, or the war is in far better, or the progress is much better than they are claiming on mainstream media. One of the two things, because it made no sense to leave it unchanged. Hoops, normally you raise rates and military spending goes wacko. Yeah, Hoops, I'm glad many of you folks have been paying attention for many, many, many years. I am so ready to wait. Let me double check these. It's time to get Dr. Scott in here. Market's only down 381. Metals will start to bounce back soon. We're at 69.74 on silver, so it's already making a climb back 46.16. I mean, that was an all-out assault on the value of metal in a 30-minute period, an hour period. Unreal. All right, let's get you in here before I keep talking. Ooh, I left the news time banner on. That's off. All right. Hello, Dr. Scott. The beard's coming in.
It's starting to.
Is Wendy starting to like it a little more? Not like it a little more?
Yeah, she doesn't say.
Tell her you're going to be a bad boy and get a Harley too. Dr. Scott and I are going to be matching jackets. And
I used to have a Honda 80.
Mm-hmm. What were these?
It was a 66 Honda 80, and no one believed that it had it had no clutch. And I had a lot of people never believed me that it had no clutch because it was bam, 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 and then up in neutral. And no one believed me for a long time. And then I saw one here just recently. It was a Honda 60 that my sister had, And, and I was trying to explain to him that it had that, and he was like, "You gotta be kidding me." I'm like, "That's a
Mm.
very valuable little
They
thing too."
Yeah, oh god, you would be stunned at some of the prices they're going for. Chinese companies on now are making 100% clones of that little, Honda 80 because it had totally different frame than normal. I mean, that
It's really fat seats. It looks like a mini bike, but that sucker, I
does.
could I we were in dirt roads because bikes were, you didn't have motorcycles, you had bikes. And that sucker, I could get it up to like 50 miles an hour. We never had helmets, like you got to be kidding me kind of thing. So yeah, that was the thing. So yeah, that's what I used to ride when I was a kid. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm trying to find what that looked like,
yeah, you can get a picture of it. It's a pretty cool little thing.
I
That's
think
what
this is
I rode all
oh,
the
wait a
time.
minute, we didn't
That ain't it. Yeah, there you go.
yeah.
That looks like a 60.
I think that one, that one was like the 50 or 60. I'm trying to find the bigger one because that had a different frame. You're gonna have me like looking because Blake's friends of ours, family friends of ours growing up had one.
Yeah, none of those look
None of
exactly
those
like
look
it.
right. I'm gonna keep searching.
Yeah, if you ever find it, because it's a very different kind of setup with that too. But yeah, I mean, I love that Honda 80. My parents kind of got rid of it with that too. But yeah, one of the things that I've been playing around with, I've got a lot of things. By the way, if you I'm working on a lot of little things. I've got a lot of things that are going on in the fire. One of the things I know a lot of people are struggling right now with Iran. They're struggling with what's happening in the background of being assaulted with the world. And I just got to say one thing as before we start up here with some of my information is don't let the world assault you with issues. For instance, April somewhere in April of 22, there was an issue that was a huge financial problem that was happening for me. And and I was super not ready for it. It was something that I could not afford, and God was putting it in my face and saying, "This is something I want you to step forward into." And it was something I could not afford, and God was saying, "I want you to step forward into this." And I don't know how to explain that. That's a long story, and it went on for what, 4 months? And I mean, I kept stepping forward. It was costing me money to step forward into that. And I don't know how to explain that other than it was looking into a reality of it. And it was very disappointing for me. And the other day, God was saying, "Are you going to trust me in that?" And I was thinking about it, and there's another example of this, and that's in the Bible, and it's David stepping up to Goliath. And there's an interesting series that's there's an interesting series on Amazon you guys can watch. It's the House of David, and it's really interesting the way they present it. It's not perfectly biblical, but guys, look past some of the perfection of it. It's pretty darn close, on some of that stuff. But when the world assaults your senses, and you have the perfect path of what you think this thing should be, of what you've perceived the world should be, and yet um it's not playing out exactly like you think. Okay, is that the Honda 80, you think? It looks kind of like it.
Most of them
Okay.
were red back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, because I think mine was red. uh Anyway, but when the world assaults you, and you have a path of what you think it's going to be like. Yeah, that's it. Um, And send that to me because that would love to. I'd love to have that show off that kind of pic too. So email it to me if you don't mind. Um, but when the world assaults your picture and God's going, maybe that's not exactly what the picture is supposed to be like. I mean, you lose family members or you lose, ideas. Maybe that was your hope, which is your expectation. Don't lose the Lord inside of your own hope and expectation. So I really kind of recommend you kind of step back and don't lose your faith inside of your hope in that one too. Because I'm in the middle of something, and that same thing that happened 4 years ago is starting to assault me on that issue. And so I have faith for this one thing that I believe is going to happen. And I'm, kind of, God's going, are you going to have faith in me for that vision that I had for you? And I'm like, uh, I don't know. And at first I said, I don't know. And God goes, come on, come on, Scott. I put that vision in you. Don't let anything of the world destroy it. Don't let any of those issues destroy that. I'm bigger than anything in the world. So that's what I have for you. That's the first thing that I have for you today, because I want to walk you through a process here that's happening, because that's actually something that's related to, some of the things I've been hearing on the channel. I mean, your guys' channel. I know some people are getting really upset at Trump right now, and they're getting really mad about Trump with Iran, and they're dissing Trump in a lot of areas. I get it. I totally understand that, but I think you're missing what is actually happening in the background. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to share with you different things. Can you do me a favor, Mark? Can you play the first video? It's called Central Bank of Iraq. So, so that's not the first one, but the video one, that's third one in.
On it? Nope.
Nope. Yeah, the next one.
Treasury, and what we have done is created a dollar shortage in the country. At a speech at the Economic Club of New York in March, I outlined the strategy. It came to a swift and I would say grand culmination in.
So, by the way, this is a video I showed you guys last week. I was thinking about this. I was praying about this. He said it was in March of 2025. He used the word swift. It's a very interesting statement. By the way, in the background is Judy Shelton. That's a very interesting statement. Why in the heck is Judy Shelton at this meeting? Why is she there? I think it's very interesting. I think she is along inside of this circumstance here. There is no accidents in here, guys. Be encouraged here.
In December, right? When one of the largest banks in Iran went under, there was a run on the bank. The central bank had to print money. The Iranian currency.
Okay, so how in the heck does a central bank of America or the central bank of the Fed affect the central bank of Iraq? So say the one central bank? No, it's the central bank of Iraq tank a currency in Iran. How does the American dollar affect the real in Iran? That's just telling you there should, and no one's spending any time on how this could actually happen, except for all the currencies are interrelated.
Currency went into free fall, inflation exploded, and hence we have seen the Iranian people out on the street. We will continue monitoring all the partners, all the Iranian partners. The good news, Senator, is that we have seen, and we can see it.
She knows. Do you guys get it? She knows what's going on. I think you guys should be excited because she knows dang well this is interesting.
With our FinCEN.
And FinCEN is a division of of Treasury. They did it on purpose. Now you might say, well, this is really, really nefarious. Well, it is a bit nefarious. Okay, so Mark, do me a favor. Can you click on the first one says connections? Okay, so guys, this is the connections one. SWIFT is the Fed. The SWIFT is what most people don't understand about the SWIFT is that is your routing number. So you have on your checkbook, you have this thing called the SWIFT, which is your routing number, and then you have your account number. Okay, so SWIFT interacts, and this is totally, you guys can find this on any kind of thing. It interacts with corporations, with banking, insurance companies. By the way, I'm dealing with an insurance company that they're actually asking for this one guy, his name is Bob, and they're asking for from a United Health to a United Health blank, I can't remember the actually different thing. He's got two different policies that are, and they want something called a COB. It's called Coordination of Benefits, a COB. And I'm like, you guys want him to call you up and tell them that you need to coordinate the benefits, but it's two different divisions of United Health. Are you freaking kidding me? He has to call you and tell you that you guys are connected, even though you guys know it. He has to call and connect the two together, even though you guys can't connect your butts together. It's so ridiculous. It's because they know it, but they don't want to pay it. It's because they're all connected already. Government institutions, settlement systems, that is like the settlements all the way throughout the world, clearing systems. This would be like, for instance, like I'm trying to think, like the quantum financial system we're going to be dealing with here. It could also be any other, I'm blanking out. Anyway, Bitcoin kind of things, payment systems, that would be like credit card things, trustees, very interesting. That would be if you have a trust, depositories, that would be, for instance, Harvard is a depository types. It also be other banking ones. Stock exchanges. See, if a stock exchange, they're exchanging at the end of the day, and then when they ring the bell, they actually have to settle up for the end of the day. Investment bankers and managers, dealer brokers, right? So all of them are connected in this kind of way, right? Okay. So do me a favor, Mark, if you could also then click on the next one over, says the SWIFT. Okay, so a sender, you want to send $1,000 to your sister. Okay, so you want to send your $1,000 out to the SWIFT system. You have to do that, right? So what happens? Excuse me. What happens is that it goes into the SWIFT system, it gets copied in payment controls, and then it goes and gets released out to the receiver. But it always gets copied. No, it gets copied and gets released or aborted. This is how the financial system can actually stop it. Now, I want you to think about this for a half a second. This is how the financial systems stopped the truckers in Canada. This is why this is so nefarious. This is also how I believe that El Chapo, they actually found out exactly where he was. Yes, XRP. So thank you guys. This is exactly how they knew where he was on February 22nd. They found him in a little backwater operation. You guys can watch this on a YouTube channel called iTelly, AITELLY. They knew exactly where he was because it is an exact location device. It tells you exactly where it comes from. The Swift says it's called a Swift code, and it tells you the location of where it's coming from. And so what they can do is they can go in and they can abort the code. That's what I believe that they did to the Central Bank of Iran. Okay, so then do me a favor. Can there, down below there's the other video called "End the Fed." So we'll hit the "End the Fed" video if you don't mind for a second. All right, sorry, I'm giving you a look.
What I do best in life is build. I build buildings really well and under budget and ahead of schedule. That's what I do. Unlike the Fed building, which is going to cost billions of dollars. It may never open. I mean, right now, we have a wonderful Kevin, a wonderful new head of the Fed coming in. I don't know if he'll ever be able to occupy this complex. It was just.
Okay, guys, I want you to catch what he just said, and I'm going to back this up a little bit here, okay? When does the new Fed chairman, Kevin, take over? That's May 18, okay? I want you to back up and think about this for a second. He's talking about the building that has been built, started to be built in 2020. The building is only 5 stories high. It is a $4 billion project. When have you ever heard of a 5-story building that is a $3 or $4 billion project? I mean, that is a ridiculous project. And why should it take 6 years to refurbish an idiot building like that? The answer is it was gutted. I don't believe it ever has been opened in that time frame. It is a point of saying we gutted you. Let's back up.
I mean, right now, we have a wonderful Kevin, a wonderful new head of the Fed coming in. I don't know if he'll ever be able to occupy this complex that was destroyed by Jerome.
It was destroyed. The complex was destroyed. Do you catch the meaning there?
Too late, Powell. I call him too late because he's always too late with interest. Should cut interest rates. He should cut them right now. They should have a special meeting. What's a better time to cut interest rates than now? A third-grade student would know that.
Do you understand what he's actually saying? Okay, so do me one other favor. Is this supposed to pay the last thing, or do the last one? It says, how does the SWIFT payment flows? Okay, so we'll do that last little JPEG there.
I'm having a tough time on this one. Give me a minute, Dr.
That's okay.
Scott.
Okay, so this is just the last little kind of message. So when a customer requests a funds transfer, it goes right through the SWIFT system. It routes in here to the routing system. I'm just explaining that same thing again, and then it's settled through the bank. Now, what we're going to see in the QFS is that it's going to go from number 1 all the way and skip right over into number 4. We are never going to have to see the SWIFT and the routing system. But when Trump was telling you the building is destroyed, I'm trying to give you this hope point. And I do believe the Iranian thing is way more important than you ever realize. So I'm going to bring this off the screen here. I'm trying to say to you guys that what you're feeling on the outside, the world is assaulting you with, like, why is the Strait of Hormuz going on? It is a 21-mile bottleneck that hits as much as 20% of the oil flow of the world. It's probably as much as 50%, but anywhere 20 to 50% of the oil flow of the world. It's affecting the world. We see gas prices. It doesn't just do gas prices. It messes with everything, right? And you're going, I'm so frustrated with him. I'm so frustrated with Trump. I don't know why we're doing this. I don't know why this is happening. I don't like what he's doing, right? And I'm going to you. Do you think that this could have been planned, like he's saying, could have been planned from a banking standpoint since March. And he's talking at the same time that this could have been part of the whole plan to wipe out the Fed systems. And once this thing is over, and I'm telling you, we're way farther ahead than we have ever been, it could be part of the end. Because everything I'm seeing is that we're way farther ahead. I mean, if you really looked into it, this thing is almost done. And the Fed chairman is on the way out. And by the way, Mark just told you how they didn't raise the interest rates. They should have raised the interest rates. They could have dropped the interest rates. I mean, they should have raised it. They could have. He's talking about dropping the interest rates. Well, they never would have dropped the interest rates. They should have raised the interest rates. The interest rate should actually be, if we were doing it correctly, 8 or 9% to affect on inflational rates. Okay, that's my long statement out there, guys. I'm trying to tell you, don't let the world affect your faith. There's something deeper in play that should be happening. So be a Clydesdale right now. Sit out there and kind of see through something else that is so fascinating. Okay? All right. Let's see if we can answer some questions.
Let's pull some fun ones in here. This is your chance, guys. We've got Dr. Scott for a bit. Max Moms, I put a link somewhere, and if I didn't, I'll have one in there in just a second. Oh, there it is. Yep, link just went in. Dr. Scott, I don't trust Israel at all. I firmly believe they had something to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination as well as international turmoil. Am I wrong in your opinion?
Let me put it this way. Do I trust Israel in and of itself? I mean, there's some cabal in Israel. Listen, I don't trust them as far as I can throw them, which I can't throw them. But here's what I would say. I trust Trump where Trump is going. I think that they're a tool, and that's what I would. That's where I would say in that circumstance. So don't worry about them. Don't focus on them whatsoever with that too.
Sorry, I'm trying to read through these, and then I see some of their funny comments. If you see any, feel free to run in. I'm checking some of the different platforms. Fred saying, Dr. Scott was reading yesterday that the real reason the war, the conflict with Iran is because that's where the cabal ran their illegal money through by taking out Iran's final blow to their money system.
Yeah.
A lot of the, how do you put that one? The second set of books supposedly in Iran for the cabal and the, call it the Rothschild banking system. I don't know what else to call it. I'd hate to have that last name. Of course, I guess I'd probably be worth billions of dollars if I did have that last name. But let's see. Linda Robb says Ramadan ends tonight. Boat Pony says to beware beginning tonight. Any thoughts on that one?
I mean, Ramadan doesn't affect, anything that we're doing. I mean, Ramadan's for them. It's not for us with that too.
Carl, hey, Dr. Scott, any idea the meaning of saving Israel for last?
I think Israel from a Q standpoint, from a 17th letter standpoint, is about them getting not Israel. It's the cabal inside of Israel being taken care of last. So that is where you have to deal with. And basically, when those get taken care of, you're going to see the cabal in America get taken care of as well with that too. I have some questions about the Bolivar currency. What's each type of bill worth? That's the big fun question. No one has the number. I mean, there's the 2020, the 2021 bills. It is a big crapshoot. And the fun part is, as soon as what was it? The Venezuelan country was released, we knew that they were going to be part of the worthwhile currencies. So I think they're probably part of the first basket, but that's about all I know.
Clint, with a question for you, Dr. Scott, if XRP is the new clearance block, XRP will have the same rails. That means it will be the new Forex.
I've always just felt like, you know, like XRP is not necessarily part of 4X. I believe XRP is part of the rails between the banks. Okay, so you know, 4X means you know, part of a currency kind of thing. Is it's part of the rails between the banks. That's the way I kind of look at that too. So,
Comment from Kirby, more of a comment than anything.
if one,
Yeah, what do you say to people that are like shaker built? Myself, to some degree, a lot of folks are here at this point. I'm on the last strand of confidence in trust the plan.
yeah, see, I don't trust plans. I trust the Lord. You know what trust comes from is trust in Q kind of things. I don't trust in Q. I don't trust. I mean, see, the trust is called hope. Okay. I don't trust in Q. I don't trust in military. I don't even trust in where, you know, all that kind of stuff. I trust in the Lord. I know what the Lord is doing. I know where the Lord is leading me. I'm seeing visions of where he wants me to be. That's where I'm going. That's what I'm focusing on with it too. So I was on Charlie Ward. Yep, I was on Charlie Ward. Oh, last Wednesday. You guys probably saw it Sunday, Monday, something like that. He said the end of the year we'll have all new more wealth. Does he mean the EBS reveal mid will not happen until midterm? I don't think that was at all what he said. I mean, I don't know what he feels on that kind of thing. I think, you know, I think I've said all along, and I don't know exactly what Charlie feels on that viewpoint, but I know that I feel we're way closer to a reveal than, you
Hey,
know.
Charlie's gotten smart and hedging his bets, meaning, okay, yeah, this year when it's probably much sooner, but if he puts it out there as the end, then
Well, I know Charlie said something back in what, 24, 23, something or other. He said it would be 26. And I know a lot of people got really upset at him, but he was kind of closer at the time frame. So anyway,
um,
I hate dates. I just hate
I do too, because the hopes, the ups, the downs, but I really do feel it is way closer than the end of the year, way closer.
Yep.
Here's a question for you. Wally wants to know, actually, a number of people have made this comment in here. Dr. Scott, do you think BB is gone? Do you think he's still with us? All the crazy videos, fake videos, questionable, whatever, although it does have Iran jumping through hoops trying to find BB and locate him. So, I mean, they're using up all kinds of assets.
Here's my big thing. I think BB has been gone for 5 years. I really, I'm telling you, I think most of these guys have been replaced. So that is my big issue when we talk about this. I think you're seeing replacements of most of these kind of characters. Who is that? So let's not focus on whether he's gone or, you know, I've got other videos of masks of him, so I'm not really worried about whether that guy is here or not. So 4 or 5 years ago.
Anything else you want to talk about this morning, Dr. Scott?
Nope, I'm just answering any questions wherever you want to go. I mean, whatever your time frame is.
No, I'm very flexible on that front. I know they're going to want a prayer out of you before we move to Stacy Z at some point. Let's see, Lucy. C, not Lucy. Do you agree the Lord placed DJT as the new David? I don't know if I'd call him the new David, but I definitely believe Lord put him where he is.
I think he's preparing the way for this, for this time frame. I mean, I've always said, we are in, this pre-tribulational time frame. We are in a time frame to, bring in a new level of wealth for this nation. And because one of the things that I've done, I wrote a book called Tribulation, and anyone who is in that viewpoint of, I mean, I studied the tribulation for 45 years, something around that, 44 years, 45 years. And, I've been teaching the tribulation for a long time. And then at 2020, I had to pause and say, what in the heck is going on? And I had to sit back and stop. And what I did is I realized what we were doing is that we were preparing that the cabal had to be taken out of the way so that we could have a release of circumstances. And so that we could see, a billion believers coming into their reality as the bride of Christ. And then we would see the tribulation a little bit later on here too. So,
MarkZ said, I go to the RV or the Redemption Center bank, whatever you want to call it, to exchange and bring my humanitarian projects. Who do I brief? The teller exchanging my currency will have no clue and no authority to approve or disapprove.
Good point. I think the reality that will probably occur, this is just the more probable point, is, the person that's going to be sitting there, it's not a teller. There's going to be a teller and there's going to be a manager that you got. Don't think about it as a teller, okay? Because that's not, don't think about it as a bank. That's why we call them redemption centers. Again, don't get all worried about the word and the name, with that too. You have to have, it's not a teller, because tellers don't have a clue about this thing. You have to have people who are familiar with the different currencies, right? So they have to be able to do that. Then they're going to have to be trained in understanding some of the paperwork that you're going to be working with. Okay. So they're going to see it. Now, someone walks in and goes, I just want to have the currencies. If you just have currencies, well, then you're not going to be doing anything. If you have a potential for bonds, then it's going to be kind of actually having it's probably going to intimate a level of a manager walking in. A manager's going to walk in and go, okay, do you want to do anything more with that? And if you say, yes, I want to have something more with that. And if you have some rationality, with a bond, they're probably going to go stamp approved. If you make some sense, probably stamp approved. If you start being kind of crazy on there and going, psychotic in front of them, they're probably going to go get out. I don't know. I mean, something to that effect. If you walk in there and you have bonds and you say, some bond kind of things, and you say, I don't know what to do. I'm 79 years old. I'm too infirmed. I don't want to do anything with this. They go, cool. And they'll go along with you on that one. That's probably what I would do. That I don't have a clue exactly what they might say, but that's what I would do if I was them with that too. Do you have anything you want to say on that?
Yeah, does Space Force have it all, meaning snapshots of your financial portfolios, etc.?
I wouldn't go that far. The reality is when we're in the QFS, I think the point I've talked about in the QFS is to, here's the thing that I get really frustrated in, this thing of like aliens and all this other crazy stuff that we've gotten into. We've gotten into aliens and all this weird stuff. Okay. So we get into this nutty stuff. The reality is that we have financial reports already on you all as at this point anyway, right? If I can do a credit report and I can pull up a huge amount of information on Scott, right? If I can fill out a bit of a financial report, why can't I have a financial report that I can show all of my credit, all of my financial kind of stuff, my assets, all at one place? Why can't we do something like that? And I think that's one of the things that I perceive as a possibility with the quantum financial system with that too. So no, Cosmic Lion, there is no such thing as a QFS ledger.
I continue to tell people, and they continue to ask me, there isn't one you can sign up for.
There, please don't believe that. That is a lie from the pit of hell. Do not do it.
Let's see. Try to squeeze in another one if we can. What did Johnny have for us? Do you believe that we've already done and we have the rates just waiting for something political to happen?
I think they're in the background. I mean, I think there's still a play in there. They're still playing around with what they might do, what they might not do. So
last one. I don't know if this is one you've taken much of a deep dive, but it has written all over it, meaning you're would be a good researcher for it. What do you know about the local school and community bond scam and how it will take banks down?
well, I mean, so I think that relates a little bit to election issues. So if you haven't gone and looked at the SAVE Act, you ought to spend just a little bit of time looking at the SAVE Act. So the SAVE Act actually goes from federal all the way down to state and city levels. When we see that kind of thing, I think we're going to see a destruction of all of the systems of voting kind of things. When we see that kind of thing, we're going to see the need for everything down to the smallest levels. And when we see those school bond kind of things, we're going to see people going, wait, we need to really relook at all the bond levels of school systems and all this kinds of things. They're going to get thrown out on their butt. That's just what I think is going to happen.
Janice, with a question for you. What do you think about the Zim reserve and what do you think its value will be? No one has mentioned it in a very long time. I've heard a lot of people talking about Zim lately, suddenly, but any thoughts? Have you heard anything?
Not really. Sorry, it's not my area.
And then I was going to squeeze in one more. What are you guys going to do if this never comes to fruition?
Well, I mean,
I'm not worried about that at all. So that's
I'm not either. I mean, like, what? I don't think about things if it never comes to fruition. Like I don't. I mean, I could sit there and spend all my time on what happens if it doesn't occur. I don't go there.
No, I'm prepared either way. I know the financial system is going to change. I know commodities and assets are going to be worth more. I know that in the past, anytime there's been a reset, countries with lots of natural resources have gained a lot of value. So, I mean, I'm just not worried. Fundamentals are too good. That would be like me being worried about whether or not there's going to be air outside.
Right.
If there's not going to be any air outside, I got other things to worry about.
Plus, everything is worked out exactly the same way that the debt system is going to hell in a handbasket. The gold system is going exactly the same way. I mean, like, guys, it's going the same direction. So under the QFS, our exchange amount will be disclosed to the government. IRS going away. I'm not sure what you're asking with that too. Will it go away? Yes. Will the exchange be disclosed to the government? It's going to be coming through Treasury. So yes.
KYC, know your funds, know your whatever. I would assume yes.
I mean, because one of the things that happens is Treasury is going to get a piece of every, they're going to get a percentage of everything that comes through. So they're getting a piece, the bank's going to get a piece of it, and it's going to be going through to different places with that too. So
here's our parting one or parting comment before, whatever we want to call it, before we go to prayer time with Dr. Scott. Surfer, Mark, are you hearing the USTN will be in the banks next Wednesday? Hearing that in other truth groups. That would explain why I've got so many people telling me that things are going to become very crystal clear. I can stop worrying about things. I'm going to know timing, although it would make a lot of sense for what my banking and bond folks have been saying, Surfer. But no, I've not heard that specifically. Dr. Scott, you?
No, I haven't heard exactly the timing on that, so I wish I knew.
All right, Dr. Scott, are you ready to
Yep. I just thank you, Lord God, that you have got everything worked out. I just thank you, Lord God, that you have seen the end of the end. Someone said that here just in the comments. And I just thank you that you have seen the end. You have prepared for the end, that we don't need to prepare for ends. We need to prepare ourselves. And so we place ourselves in that situation of the end. And we say, Lord God, mold us, shape us in the way that you want us to go. And we just allow ourselves to be shaped only by you. We don't allow ourselves to be shaped by the world. We don't allow ourselves to be pushed by the world. We don't allow ourselves to be focused any at all by the world. We only want to be focused by what you are doing and by what you are saying. And I just thank you for that, Lord God, by the blood of Jesus that covers us in every day and every way. In your name we pray. Amen.
amen? And the people said amen. Yeah, Yvette, don't fall for any of that crap.
Yep. It's all fake.
It's all crap, fake. Yeah,
Ignore
ignore it. Dr. Scott, I can't thank you enough. I guess it's time for me to sing some happy birthdays before Stacy Z takes over.
All right. We'll see ya.
Take care. Thank you again. Kelly, Cody, Aiden, Betty, and others for birthdays. That was a really good one with Dr. Scott today. So they tell me it's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, darling. May you love, may you live, may all your dreams come true. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all those celebrating. Rudy, did you catch your joke being shared last night? Checking. All right, folks. It is time for a puppy sighting.
Hello, everybody. Remy says hello. Look,
Hello, Remy.
he says he likes it when Uncle Mark sings.
Yeah. Oh, he's so cute. I can't wait to get to see him in person.
I know, right? I can't wait to see. When's your next trip to Ball Beach so we can plan it together again?
Probably in the month of April, but I'll keep you posted. I
Awesome.
was talking to Wendy yesterday about it, so trying to
Okay,
get it worked out. All
perfect.
right, let me turn you loose. Do you want me to put up the screen or just you and
Yeah.
Remy?
Oh, put up the screen. He won't stay on my lap that long. That would be nice, but he's a little wiggle worm. He likes to be moving. Actually, he's a little bit sleepy right now. So, okay. Our topic for today, thank you very much, ArtsB 2247, 24/7. Is that what that is? He is a cute puppy. Oh my gosh, he has my heart. So, okay, our topic for today is why do most people start feeling older after 35? So, most people believe aging is inevitable. After the age of 35, our cells and genes gradually lose their ability to function as well as they did in earlier years. This is likely due to three causes because there are three theories of aging: oxidative stress, mitochondrial decline, and lack of sirtuin activation. But here's the real question: can we reactivate these systems? What do you guys think? I think so. Okay, so what are three signs your cells may be aging faster than you are? Low energy, feeling tired even after sleeping, slower recovery, brain fog, trouble focusing, memory lapses, inflammation, joint stiffness, skin aging, chronic health issues. And these symptoms may not just be aging, they actually are signs of declining cellular defense. So we have to take care of turning all this back on. But why do these three systems decline? If oxidative stress increases, mitochondria lose their efficiency and sirtuin repair systems slow down. Your sirtuins are NAD dependent. They cannot work without them, and they are 7 proteins that create longevity in your body. They're really cool. So something very important begins to happen inside the body. A chronic low-grade inflammatory process begins to build, slowly damaging cells and tissues over time. And this process is called inflammaging. And it's the silent driver of aging and leads to heart disease, Alzheimer's, diabetes, arthritis, autoimmune diseases, cancer, neurodegeneration, eye disease, kidney disease, liver disease. But here's the key. Inflammation doesn't start in organs. It starts in your cells. This is very important because you can help cut this off. You can help determine where that goes in your cellular health. So our daily life creates a feedback loop of inflammaging. Oxidative stress, that horrible stuff, right? And inflammation in the cycle of modern life. So processed foods, air pollution, plastics, chronic stress. We don't have any of that. So that all creates reactive oxygen species and inflammatory cytokines. And then those inflammatory cytokines create more oxidative stress, cellular damage, inflammatory responses. And what does that do? It's all cellular, right? And guess what make up your heart? Cells. Guess what makes up your brain? Cells. Guess what makes up your aging and degeneration, your joints, your muscles, everything? Cells. So it all starts in the cells, and we can help mitigate that. So what aging looks like at the cellular level. Over time, oxidative stress damages your mitochondria, your little power machines. There's billions of them in your body, and creating more inflammation and less energy. So this is what aging looks like at the cellular level. A healthy cell is bright, healthy mitochondria, low oxidative stress, and there's a bunch of healthy, happy mitochondria in there. There's strong energy production, efficient repair, so those cells can repair each other. Repair each other. So they actually have DNA in them, and we can repair those with our sirtuins, which are NAD dependent. It's really cool how God set up our one bodies. And then they can lower inflammation when you have a healthy cell. But when you have an inflamed, unhappy cell, you have reduced energy and cellular damage and chronic inflammation. So those cells can't clean up. They can't help each other clean up and fix the DNA so that it doesn't become damaged and turn into aging and disease. So here's the question. Which side do you feel like your body is operating on? The bright, healthy mitochondria with low oxidative stress, or the damaged mitochondria and inflammatory signals? So the real question becomes, how do we shift cells back to a healthier state? Well, we do that with our cellular defenses and Protandim NRF2 Synergizer. So most antioxidant supplements fail. They try to fight oxidative stress with individual antioxidants that have little to no long-lasting effect. And oxidative stress produces millions of free radicals every second. Millions. The way I just said that, it reminded me of Austin Powers, the character in there. Millions. Antioxidants alone cannot keep up. So what if instead we simply turned on the body's own antioxidant system? So a system that is more than 1,000,000 times more powerful than any supplement you can make. It's literally a system that God created for us so that we could heal ourselves. It's called the NRF2 pathway. And this is exactly what activating with Protandim NRF2 Synergizer does. It's the master switch for cellular defense. It reduces oxidative stress by 40% in just 30 days and 70% in 100 days. It activates the production of glutathione by over 300%, and that's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then it activates your production of superoxide dismutase, catalase, enhances your gene expression by 68%. It neutralizes over 1 million free radicals per second, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It never stops. It keeps going. It's also the only natural product proven to extend the life of mammals by 7%. That's literally you, me, my dog Remy, your kitty cat Penelope, and your pet dolphin, if you happen to have one. Remy's actually found a toy back here that he's playing with, so sorry about the noises. But it supports the body's natural ability to repair and rejuvenate its own cells. And it literally activates survival genes. So just taking supplements will turn on one antioxidant for you. That doesn't do you any good. You need your NRF2 system on, where you've got millions of times more powerful way to fight that oxidative stress so it doesn't turn into inflammation or aging. And then another way that we activate cellular energy is with the Protandim NRF1 synergizer. It's another wonderful pathway that God created for us to help build energy, the NRF1 pathway. So energy literally determines how cells can repair. If they don't have the energy, they can't repair, and they can't build new mitochondria. So NRF1 helps repair the mitochondria. It helps build new mitochondria, and it improves mitochondrial efficiency. It supports cellular energy production, and it helps remove damaged mitochondria. So it goes through autophagy and all the stuff that cleans up cells, like having Rosie the robot around to go back behind you and clean everything up. Okay, the other thing, the NAD synergizer and sirtuins, that other thing that I was talking about, and it is so important because NAD is essential for your cells to repair damage. It became like the hottest anti-aging thing ever, and we've had it for years. It's wonderful. So, okay, like I said, sirtuins literally don't function without NAD+. Proven. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Your sirtuins can't do what they need to do. So NAD activates your sirtuin longevity enzymes, supports DNA repair, and helps regulate metabolism, and even is a super turbocharger and supports mitochondrial function. So that works to clean things up. It's really cool how it all works. So your body is like a city. Your NRF2 is your firefighters. They're the first responders. They're out there putting the fire out and the inflammation out. NRF1 is your power plants. That's your energy so that your body can send out the firefighters to do their job. And then the NAD are your repair crews. And then there's one other really important thing that helps with building cities and keeping them healthy. It's collagen, because construction workers have to have structural and different things to repair the body with. So they're in charge of the structural repair. So when they all work together, the city thrives. It's pretty easy. So think of your body like a busy city, right? The power plants, which are your mitochondria, keep the lights on. The factories, which are your cells, produce goods. In the streets are your blood vessels. They keep everything moving. But over time, smog and pollution, which is the oxidative stress buildup, trash isn't collected properly, fires spark in different neighborhoods, which is inflammation, and the air grows toxic. This constant low-grade pollution is inflammaging, slowly choking the city, weakening buildings, and wearing down infrastructure. So Protandim NRF2 is like electing a new mayor who deploys elite cleanup crews like firefighters to put out the sparks of inflammation, the street sweepers that clear out trash of oxidative stress, green teams that restore the environment, keeping the city vibrant. And without protanum NRF2, the city continues to drown in hidden smog until systems fail. And with it, you're just not stopping damage, you're actually restoring energy, resilience, and longevity to every corner of the city. And then the NRF1 synergizer and inflammaging with the city. So that same city, once pollution is cleared and the fires are under control, thanks to the firefighters and NRF2, the city still has another challenge. Its power plants, which are its mitochondria, are old, inefficient, and breaking down. So blackouts start happening, machines slow, and progress stalls. So the protanum NRF1 acts like a modern energy commissioner who rebuilds and upgrades the city power grid. It constructs new power stations, stimulates mitochondrial biogenesis. That's how it remakes more and more happy, healthy mitochondria that talk to each other. And it upgrades old power lines and improves efficiency of existing mitochondria so they can talk to each other. It delivers steady, reliable energy to every building, sustained ATP and cellular function. And without protanum NRF1, the city keeps suffering from rolling blackouts and slowing productivity. With it, the city thrives on clean, powerful, and renewable energy, fueling growth, resilience, and innovation. And then we have the NAD synergizer. In our thriving little city, because we've introduced the NRF2 and the NRF1, right? We've taken out the smog, we've put out the fires, we've cleared everything, we've swept the streets with the NRF2, and the power grid's been rebuilt with the NRF1, but there's still a hidden challenge: time and wear and tear. So as buildings age, systems fall out of sync, and without maintenance, the city begins to deteriorate. Protanum NAD acts like the city's master clock and elite maintenance crew. It synchronizes the city's clocks, so it activates sirtuins, keeping every system running on time and in balance, performs daily repairs, DNA repair, stress resistance, preventing breakdowns before they spread. It optimizes the control center, your neurohealth, ensuring sharp decisions and coordination across the city. It also extends the city's lifespan, keeping it vibrant, efficient, and resilient for decades longer. Without protanum NAD, the city ages prematurely, systems glitch, and resilience fades. With it, you've unlocked the blueprint for a smarter, longer-living, future-proof city. NAD is essentially how we get centurions, how people live to be 100, and all like those blue zones and stuff. The NAD is what's making everything work efficiently and keeping you young and your cells young. So activating with protanum tri-synergizer and inflammaging, the synergy is crystal clear. So the firefighters and cleanup crews, which is the NRF2, reduces oxidative stress, inflammation, and inflammaging. NRF1 is your power commissioner, builds new power plants, boosts mitochondrial energy, and NAD is the master clock and repair crew, which activates the sirtuins, DNA repair, neuroresilience, and longevity. So you go from, and he's trying to get Roxy to play with them. So you go from your city falling apart, crumbling, fires everywhere, no power, to a wonderful, happy, healthy, sunshiny, green, functioning city. And activating with True Science liquid collagen and inflammaging weaken if its buildings, bridges, and roads start to crack. So that's where the True Science liquid collagen comes in. And it's like hiring a team of master builders and architects who reinforce the city's foundations and scaffolding. So it's important for your muscles, for your keeping your blood vessels flexible so you don't get high blood pressure, and you don't have issues with the heart. So it actually repairs your blood vessels, eyeline, right? The skin elasticity, smoothness, and youthful appearance. But without collagen, the city's structure grow brittle, cracks spread, becomes not only functional and visibly. So yes, we can turn back time.
All right. She may be too far gone. She's definitely having some technical issues. Hopefully she'll be back so she can. There she is. Well, she's
Oh.
kind of there. Are you there? I can see her. Kind of moving. Barely moving. Slowly moving. Mm-hmm. Okay, isn't that the truth, Bobby? Yeah, if you have a job, you're paying taxes whether you file or not. That's the truth. All right. I'm hoping she's going to be back very shortly, guys. I'm going to go like this until I hear her voice. Davita, I should know the kind of dog, but I don't. All I know is it's really cute. I know the important part. Hello, David Z. Retired, not family, but I like it. Like the name. Bro, Rudy, right? The frozen, like, this is like pure
Am I back?
gold. Oh, wait, we just heard you for a second.
Oh.
Now you're moving again. Now we can see you moving, Stace.
Am I back?
Yeah, we can see you.
Holy
We can hear you again.
guacamole. Okay, and I apologize, guys. I have no idea. It's a beautiful day, so I have no idea why it's doing that.
I mean, Iran's famous for internet attacks. The U.S. has been having a lot of them. They just press it and talking about it. They don't want fear. They don't want backlash.
Gotcha.
We were here.
Yes. Okay. So tons of studies, bunches of universities who paid their own money to study us, the American Heart Association, the American Lung Association. There's all kinds of different studies. We have all kinds of wonderful products, not just the Tri-Synergizer and collagen. We have Pet Tandem for our pets, for like Remy. And did I say David? Did you ask? Remy is a mini Bernie Doodle that is hopefully going to be about 30 pounds. We were hoping 25, but the rate he's growing, I think it's going to be about 30. But we have hair care systems. We actually, for those that don't know, we have one of the cleanest skincare lines and cleanest hair care lines that there are. When I say that, very, very low carcinogenics. Some of our products have 0. So we go from 0 to 1 being the very lowest on the market for clean products. So that's pretty cool. We have nootropics. We have our GLP-1 system. We have gut health. We have pet health. We have everything. So you can order at staciez.lifevantage.com, or you can order through MarkZ, and he will get credit if you order through me. So whichever way. And you are welcome to text me for questions, 704-249-5565. Okay.
Now I get to pretend I froze.
Okay, got it. That works. Let's see. I can bring Remy over one more time, seeing he's now sitting up and wanting attention. He gets his first little puppy cut today.
Oh, he gets his first little grooming.
Yes, because he's 16 weeks old now.
Spa day.
Yes, almost 16 weeks. He's got the cutest paws. Some are white, some are black. It's adorable.
He is some kind of cute.
And so freaking smart. I haven't had a puppy because we rescued, gosh, I went back and added it up. We've rescued over 7 dogs. We fostered over 8 successfully. And then we did an end of life for one giant schnauzer that was in bad shape. But she ended up living for 6 months because she had a whole pack to be with. So it's been pretty cool. But yes, first puppy since 1994. And he's been actually a little joy. So yes.
All right.
Oh, what supplements do I give my dog? Actually, all of my dogs are on Pet Tandem. It's an NRF2 for puppies, but it has collagen in it for their joints and stuff. So we actually, believe it or not, we have a lot of Amish, of our Amish group that actually are breeders. They will guarantee the life of their dogs for like way longer than anyone else because they have them put on the Pet Tandem right away. So
that's pretty cool.
Yep. All of my dogs have lived to be, and they're all rescues. So I got them late in life. They've all been 15, 16 when I've lost them. Roxy right now is 13. She's my bigger one, and she's thriving.
Oh yeah, she thinks she's a puppy.
She does. It's crazy. So big difference.
Big difference.
Yes.
Stacy, thank you.
Yes.
For the rest of you folks, huge thank you. Mods, look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, 10 a.m. with Mr. Cottrell. And then we'll have a little fun with Matt and Lucas to go into the weekend. It's a good plan.
Yes. Everybody have a wonderful weekend.
Take care.